Okay guys, for today's video, I'm going to be ranking all of the new makeup products that I tried in the month of March. And I have so many things here to share with you, mostly things from the Sephora VIB sale, and I did purchase quite a few things. I have 23 products I'm going to be ranking today. It's actually 24, but 2 of them I've put together. So we're just going to jump on in. I will have all the products down below. I did also film some first impression try on videos with all the Sephora products, so I will have those videos linked for you and my haul and all of that. So my very bottom product, the only thing I would consider a fail was a freebie, thankfully, and this is the Caliray Come Hell or High Water mascara. This is a tubing mascara, natural bristle brush. I tried it on one eye and compared it to the Merit tubing mascara, and I just don't see a ton of difference. This might be like a tinge bit more impressive than the Merit. Maybe it gave like a little bit more length, but it's just too natural for me. I do not wear false lashes, so I want a really intense mascara, and for some reason I just don't like tubing mascaras in the way that you have to get them off your eyes, because I remove all of my makeup a different way. I never wear mascara just on its own. I get the appeal of it a little bit, but I think the best one I've ever tried would be the Thrive, because it is a plastic bristle wand with a different formula that I think gives a lot of length, and I think the brush makes it special. And a lot of the tubing mascaras that I've seen, the brush is just very basic, and this one is a very skinny, like cone shape. It doesn't have like an hourglass shape where it might give you more volume, so it is fine. I will use it up. I might try layering this with some other things, but as I'm about to show you much later on in the video, I do have another mascara combo that I've really been loving, and this one is just, no, you can pass. I know that State of Kate has tried a whole bunch of tubing mascaras. She didn't really like that one either, but she really enjoys one from L'Oreal, which I think is being discontinued. So definitely check out her channel to be able to find out what that is and be able to try it out if you want. I know it's about to be discontinued, but she really recommended that one. But I don't need a tube mascara. I want something that's gonna give me a little bit more volume and length. Now we are moving on into the fine category, where I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 things here. And at number 22, I'm not surprised by. This is the Juvia's Place Rebel Mince Quad. And I just do not fall in love with the Juvia's Place formula. I don't know what it is, but I just have not, except for the Bronze Rustic palette, found another palette of theirs where I really loved it formula-wise. I think the colors are great, but I feel like the mattes just need a little bit more blending or building, and the shimmers are almost too wet. Now this is a little bit different, and I was worried about this just because of them being pastel mattes. I know that those are really hard to formulate, so I kept it simple with these, because these two on the eye are not that different unless you're packing them on. I, in general, just with my skill level, have a hard time blending out shades like these without it looking patchy, and I don't want it to be too blended out, because then it's just gonna look like a mistake. So I basically did like a 2 shadow look, one with the greens, one with the blues, and I think they turned out pretty. This shimmer especially has like a really pretty duochrome flip to it. This is nice, but it is not a must-have for me. I do think I will reach for it from time to time, and it does perform better than some others that I've tried. I tried out a bunch of more minty palettes last year. I have not tried ColourPop Mint to Be. I have that one, but I haven't tried it yet. But like the Huda Beauty Pastel Mint palette, this one is better than that. So definitely one of the better ones I've tried so far, but I'm still not like completely blown away. Then at 21 is something that I did contemplate returning, and I just have not done so. It's past the 30 days, not yet 60 days, so I could get store credit for this. I'm still not sure, so I'm going to show you a little swatch comparison. So this is something that I got because of Nicolette P on Instagram. I can't remember what her last name is. And this is the Patrick Ta Precision Gel Liner Pencil in Copper Gold. Patrick Ta added a lot of small or influencers to their PR list, which I think is amazing. I was so happy to see so many people I follow get Patrick Ta in PR. And this liner looked so pretty, and I will tell you, it is super creamy, and that's a very beautiful shade. But when I apply it, it gets a little melty, not quite crumbly, but like I've only used it a couple of times and it looks like I've used it so much. It is very creamy, but I wouldn't say it like super stays in place. I don't have too much of an issue because it's a lighter color. I don't really worry about it like transferring down, but I wanted to compare it to a similar shade. Whoops, it is not the same. Oh. This is a limited edition shade from ColourPop. It is Rosette, and it's something that I really, really enjoy. And it is darker and rosier. So they're different shades. And at this point, I do think I'm just gonna keep it, but I don't know that I'm gonna buy any more. There are some other shades, like a burgundy that he released that I think is very pretty, but it's almost too creamy for me. But it is a very pretty shade. I just think that I just like got so excited, but it isn't something that is bad. It's just not something that I needed. I do think I will reach for it, however. Then at number 20 might be a surprise to you, and I'm wearing this on my cheeks today. And also for some reason I have a hard time opening the Pat McGrath single blushes, even though I only have one. I have a hard time opening this package. So this is Nude Venus. It's a super popular blush. It looks very beautiful. I did go in with more of a heavy hand today, which is not uncommon for me. I think it looks great with this makeup look. I think this is a really pretty blush. It is very pigmented. It blends out nicely. This shade has like a nice subtle sheen to it. I know that Khaki is obsessed with these. I don't think that this formula is any more special than the Buxom blushes or the Persona. I love the Persona blushes. I want them to come up with more colors. I like that formula just as much, and I have tried several things from Pat that I like, but I think I'm not quite understanding the hype. I'm happy to have this one. I am not gonna buy any more blush singles from her, that's what I'm saying as of now, but it is good. It is super pretty. I'm gonna get a lot of use out of it, but I don't understand what makes this blush more special than other blushes. Next, for number 19, we have the Natasha Denona Jubilee palette, which was made for BoxyCharm. All of these come from different palettes. So I wanted this for these two shades, Vintage Taupe and Intense, and I really love those shades. They're very beautiful. They blend nicely. And then we have these three here. This is a really nice performing, very pale shimmery yellow. And I liked it on me, but it's not a color I gravitate to very often. This is actually a very dark navy shimmer that is nice for a liner, but darker than something that I would use. This blue I'm super excited by, but if you can tell, it almost looks like it has hard pan on it, and it's not quite hard pan, but it's just very odd. It's almost like the eyeshadow sealed up on itself, and there really was no reason to. So that is one of the reasons I have it ranked so low, because I do not understand why it did that, and that's a huge bummer. But this was very inexpensive because I got it from the BoxyCharm Facebook page for a really good price, and I wanted it for these two mattes. So I'm totally fine with that, but I'm just super disappointed that that shade sealed up on itself. So definitely let me know if you've had that experience, or you know why that happens, or what I can do to make that not happen or get rid of it. Love to know your thoughts there. At number 18, we have the Pat McGrath Bridgerton face palette. This was from their first collab. So all of these are permanent products, which I was excited about because I don't already have any of these, but I believe that maybe the highlight was from the deeper version of their holiday face trio. So I think that's a bummer. I think this is a great way to try out her products, and I might buy more of these in the future instead of the singles, but I would like for her to put some new shades in here. Why can't you do that? But anyway, this is Cherish, Nymphette, and Venus Nectar. I love the formula of her highlighters though, really nice. If I had to pick this or the holiday palette, I would pick the holiday palette. I know I'm not into like super bright pinks. I was pretty happy with the way that it looked on this skin though. I thought it was very pretty, so this is good. But not necessarily something I need, mostly because of my color preferences. Next is something that I need you guys to remind me of when it comes holiday time. And this was the lighter version of last year's Hourglass Holiday Face Palette. So this is the Ambient Lighting Edit Universe. So we have an infinity powder, a strobing blush, a bronzer, a regular blush, and a strobing powder. I really like the colors in here. I think they're very pretty. I like the way that this performs on the skin. The infinity powder is too shimmery for me to use to go down the center of my face, but I think you might like that if you don't have a ton of wrinkles or if you have dry skin. I really like the blush colors. I think they're very pretty. I love that this blush is like a nude and a mauve, like marbling in it. Very pretty. But this isn't, again, crazy special. The Unlocked palette I got a few years ago, I like that one a little bit more than this, but I feel like that's all I need. I'm good. Please remind me of that at holiday time. I do not need any more Hourglass palettes. Perform great. I wish that these were a little bit bigger because it can be hard to get your brush in here, especially a bronzer brush. But good, not worth the bazillion bucks that it cost to moi. Next at number 16 is what I'm wearing on my lips today. This is the Caliray Glazed and Infused Plumping Glassy Lip Trip in Taco Tuesday, which is the more peachy nude shade from their line. I put lip liner on, did not fill in my lips, and then just put this on top. I think that this gives a great light to medium opacity, but I think all of the shades are like on the lighter side, so that's honestly a good thing because this is a very smooth creamy gloss. It is not very sticky, so you wouldn't want like a super intense shade. I really like this formula. The perfect amount of thickness, not sticky at all. So yeah, it's not gonna hang around for forever. I usually do not like squeeze tube glosses, and I would prefer for this to have a regular doe foot applicator, but it is skinnier than other squeeze tubes are, so I have no trouble putting it on my lips. I don't feel like a ton comes out where it's super goopy, and those are like the main reasons I don't like squeezy tube glosses, but none of those apply to this. So I think this is really good. The price isn't too bad. I was initially gonna buy another shade. I don't think I need to. I have other glosses I would rather buy other colors of or try a new formula, but I am happy with the color that I chose. I, again, love it with this look because I'm wearing a really intense eye, and this isn't too much, but it isn't too pale. Works really well. So I like this, but I don't need to buy any more shade. And next at number 15 is something I would like more shades in, and this is the Makeup by Mario Moisture Glow Plumping Lip Serum. I got the color Bronze Glow. Luckily I was able to get this in store. These sold out incredibly fast, and I still don't think that they've restocked even though it's a month after the sale, so I don't know what's going on there. But I also had Bare Glow on my list, and I told myself if it comes back in stock I'm gonna buy it. It never did. And I've seen more swatches, and I actually think I would really like Rose Glow. I think that would be a really nice pink that's not too pink. I think it would be so lovely. So hopefully those will be available in the fall sale so I can pick them up, but I'm very glad that I got the Bronze Glow. I think this is a really pretty color. It's not too intense on me. It's a nice like warm tone, but it's not orangey. It's a really pretty, let me swatch it. It's a really pretty color. I love how glossy it is. This is also like a light to medium or medium opacity. The shimmer in here did not bother me, and usually any bits of shimmer do. So when other people said it didn't bother them, I still did not get my hopes up, but it really didn't bother me. It is a nice creamy formula, not super sticky, but also not goopy. I can't remember the actual finish, but there are some MAC lipsticks that are so creamy and thick that it feels like ugh on my lips. This does not feel ugh. I really like this. So it basically makes me feel like Revlon lip butters, which were my first lip product love, and this is giving me a little bit of peach parfait vibes. Next at number 13 and 14, I had a hard time ranking these, but basically Caliray is 14, Rare Beauty is 13 because Rare Beauty comes with more shades. And let me check the price on here. I know Caliray I think is $39, which like, excuse me. And the Rare Beauty is $29. So, okay, yeah. This does rank higher. For that reason, they both come with 1 fluid ounce of product. And it's crazy because like the lip gloss is not very much from Caliray, but then the foundation skin tint is. So there are only a handful of shades in this range. I have the lightest shade, which is the 2, and I am wearing Rare Beauty on this side, 2 layers, Caliray on this side, 2 layers. I honestly don't notice a difference. I think they both have a glow to the skin. Caliray looks a little bit more glowy. But other than that, they honestly look the same. At first, I thought that the Rare Beauty, I was able to see more redness on my cheek. But then after I put my concealer on, I felt like I could see a little bit more here as well. So the Caliray may give like a little more coverage on redness, but it could have just been the way I applied it that day. Like I was sitting here like, okay, what looks smoother? I actually think that the Rare Beauty side looked a little bit smoother and not as makeup-y, but I was looking so close in the mirror to try to see the differences. So honestly, the Rare Beauty is cheaper, has more shades, so you should probably go with this one. But I was thinking about returning one of them, returning both of them, but like I'm just gonna keep them both. I actually really like the way that my makeup looks, and I think that these will be great for summer because it's about to be hella hot and it's still May. So I think that these both look nice. They actually both wear really well. I did wear these to work under my mask. Of course, I set my face with powder, but I was pretty impressed with how well they wore. It did wear off my nose and my chin where my mask is touching, but like in general, not bad. I did get greasy, but I wasn't like, wow, that's breaking up. And it could be because it is such sheer coverage that I wouldn't notice it breaking up as bad as a full coverage foundation, but I was pretty happy and surprised with how well these were on my oily skin. And I will say for both of them, I can't mess around too much with my sponge or I feel like it's picking up the product. And I'm really kind of trying to be careful when I'm going around my nose. And when I'm doing that, it is picking up on itself. So then I'm trying to just like press it, but not overwork it. So I'd say that the same for both of these. So if you've tried both of these, let me know your thoughts if you see any differences between them. But if you're picking one, the Rare Beauty for a few reasons. Okay, so now we're getting into the top 12, and I don't know if I'm gonna call this a favorite or a fine. I'm thinking right now, I'm wanting to call it fine, believe it or not, and that's the Pat McGrath Utopian's Dreams palette. So I created 3 looks with this one, and this oil slick shade, I was like more impressed by this than these like special shadows, but I did use this one as well. It was very pretty. I really liked these 2 mattes. I also used this shade on the lid. I thought was very pretty. So this is a nice palette. I thought the looks turned out very beautiful. These are special shades, but this palette is so expensive. I can't do it. I think I would pick Natasha Denona over Pat McGrath because I get more shadows for my money, which is really what I care about. But this is good. I'm glad I tried it. I think I will get some lovely use out of it, but I think I can resist buying any more Mothership palettes. So now we are into the favorites. Number 11 is going to be the Patrick Ta Major Dimensions 2 Rose palette. These cream shadows here I think are very nice and pigmented. They're a little bit sticky. They are nice bases for these other shades. However, this rose gold one, I'm very bummed that that is not a shimmery base because I think that would work so well to really enhance the shimmer of these other shades, but it's not. It is a matte finish. I love that this palette has 5 metallics and 5 mattes because I think the other palette had 1 more matte than metallic, and that just drove me crazy. So I really like this. I think the shades are very beautiful. I have used this several times. I've created several looks with this, and I am ranking this lower because of the shimmers and the fact that I don't feel like they apply the easiest with a brush. And I prefer to at least do a base layer with my brush, and then at the end I will take my finger and reapply for more intensity. But just some of the shades did not apply well with a brush. Namely, which one did I use first? Maybe this one. And it didn't hard pan or seal up, but almost a little bit, which I thought was very odd. However, I do really like the mattes. They're a little bit powdery, but I don't mind that at all. They're very pigmented, blended nicely. I was able to use this one as a transition color. So I do like this one. I just thought it would be like just a little bit easier to apply for the metallic. So I was bummed that I couldn't apply them very easily with a brush. But if you can, please share your brush recommendations. At number 10, we have the Pat McGrath Bridgerton Eyeshadow Palette 1. And the reason that this ranked higher is because of this shade right here. This is an amazing color. I did not bring some over here to wipe my hands, but this is an amazing purpley taupe shimmer. This is just a regular shimmer formula, but it is so pigmented. It has such beautiful shine. I love the original formula. And then this, I think, is like a special shadow. This blue, that looks so beautiful on the lid. I also really love this matte color. It was very pretty on the eye. That shade was fine, a little subtle. I don't love this baked formula. I did use the both of them. I did use this one as the transition color for I think all of my looks, and those look like a satin on the eye. You can see a little bit of shimmer or shine to them, which I don't like. I would have preferred for those to just be this matte formula because it's very good. So I'm disappointed by that. So I'm glad that I tried this one because now I won't get the new one, even though the olive in there is so pretty and there's another blue, but I'm happy with this one. I just wish these were a different formula because the rest of them I think are really good. But the reason that this is ranking higher than the other palettes is because I love this particular shadow so much. And then also the two of those. Next at number 9, I have the Rare Beauty Bronzer Stick, surprisingly. And I went back and forth so many times with the both of these trying to find a good color for me. And I'm going to swatch them both. So I have the lightest shade, Power Boost. And then the second lightest shade, Happy Soul. So we have Power Boost, Happy Soul. Power Boost is almost like olivey, and then Happy Soul is like a little orange and obviously darker. So I'm actually wearing the both of these today. I used Power Boost up along my hairline, and then I used Happy Soul in the hollows of my cheeks, and I like the both of them together. I've used them so much at this point. I don't think I'm going to return them. I think I'm just going to keep them both and use them. These do have a silicone formula that does dry down. I feel like it's pretty easy to blend out. I blend it out with the e.l.f. small stipple brush. So I do really like this formula. I just am bummed by the undertone of the shades. However, I do think it is nice that they do have 5 colors. But I was just bummed I could not find just one to work, but you definitely don't need to just because I've used them so much trying to figure out which one I like better. I'm just gonna keep them both and use them together. Next at number 8 is a combo of products. Natasha Denona released an I Need a Rose lip collection that had 3 lip liners, lipsticks, and lip glosses. And I did not get the lipstick. I'm glad I didn't because Samantha March said that the formula was not the same as the I Need a Nude and she didn't really enjoy it. And I'm so glad I got these. I got the color Daphne, which is so good. There's also Peony, which is like a more pastel-y pink, and then Kala, which is more brown. So this is the perfect neutral rosy pink. The lip liner formula is very smooth. It's not quite as slippery as ColourPop, but it isn't dry like a MAC lip liner. It is still like a gel-based formula. And oh, it's just so creamy. I really like this shade. It's a perfect wearable neutral pink. And then this gloss formula is so nice. It does have the flat paddle applicator, which I love for gloss. And this has a medium opacity and a really nice amount of shine to it. This has a great amount of thickness. It is not too thick, but it's not super thin and slippery. It is not sticky at all. I love this formula and these colors. Perfect, just so beautiful. So I will definitely be interested in more glosses in the future. I feel like, you know, I just kind of splurged getting the lip liner, but I don't have to have lip liners. You can get away with using the same lip liner with a bunch of different other lip products, but I was very impressed by this gloss formula and the colors are just gorge. So next at number 7, I have the Natasha Denona Rose Cheek Duo. This is a mini, so you have a cream to powder blush and a powder highlight. This highlight looks too dark for me, and it really is on the verge, but it doesn't give too much of a deep cast on my skin, which is nice. I am so glad that it is a powder highlight. If it was a cream, I wouldn't have purchased it. I'm just not into cream highlights, and I feel like they have a hard time showing up on my fair skin. A liquid one shows up much better, but creams, just a little more challenging. But I really like that cream to powder formula. I used the Real Techniques buffing brush to apply it. I was able to apply it over top of powder, which is something that I really love. It wore really well under a mask, so very happy that I did pick that up. And then at number 6, you might be surprised, it's a mascara, but I love this. I'm so sad earlier in the year when it was included in the mascara day sale that I did not buy this like my friend Jean did, but it was available as a 100-point perk, which is when I got it. This is the Rare Beauty mascara. I think they only have one. I don't know the name of it. And it is a wet formula, a natural bristled brush. This gives a lot of really nice volume and thickness, a little length as well, but I really like mascaras that give volume, and I've been pairing it with my favorite separating and lengthening mascara, which is a Smashbox Superfan, like the only thing I care about from Smashbox basically. And this is a plastic bristled one. Again, like I said, I never wear false lashes. I always wear mascara, so I want as intense of lashes as I can get without having to pile on too many layers. So I just did one layer of each of these, and it's hard to see my lashes today because of how dark my eyeshadow is, but I really like it. The only negative is that I do get some smudging with this because I do have really runny, watery eyes and oily under eyes, unfortunately. So it's the only negative, but I really like what this does for my lashes. So if it does go on sale 40–50% off sometime, where it's included in the mascara day sale again, I will actually buy the both of them. I think that the Smashbox goes on sale maybe like Black Friday, Cyber Monday for 10 bucks at Ulta. So I have a lot of other mascaras to get through, but this is my current favorite. Then at number 5 is what I'm wearing on my eyes today. This is the Melt Gemini 2 palettes. My very first time trying Melt. I was very nervous about it because it seems like people either really love or hate their palettes, and for me, I would not want to take the gamble, but I thought that this color story was very me, and the reviews that I'd seen were really good. I bought this the day it launched, which I'm so thankful for all these brands that launch products during the sale. So here is what this one looks like. Peaches and olives. You guys may know those are my favorite eyeshadows to wear. Unfortunately, there's only 2 shimmers in here. I think that, you know, they have a decent amount of shine to them, but they are metallics. They are not foiled shades, and I do prefer a more foiled shimmer. So still very nice, but what a lot of people have said, and I agree, is that they could have replaced one of these lighter mattes with a lighter shimmer, and then I think this palette would have been perfect. So I have done that myself. I actually mentioned in my video that I thought that Makeup Geek Spotlight might go nice on the lid with some of those mattes, and I did do that for work one day, and I really loved it. So let me carefully hold these up. So here's in the Spotlight, which is a peachy shade with like a champagne shine to it. And then these. And because I'm so fair, this actually does work as a transition shade for me. And these do show up very different on my skin tone, which is fantastic. Very pigmented. They blended really nicely. As you can tell, I did wear the deeper shades today. And my blending, not 100, but I was really nervous about matte olives. I find in general that they don't blend very well, or I'm not skilled enough to do so, but I'm very happy with the way that this look turned out today. And then for my transition color, I used this color Ladylike, and I think it worked really well. So I really love this palette. The only changes that I would make would be for those 2 shimmers to be a little bit more foiled, and for them to swap out one of these lighter mattes for a lighter shimmer shade. Although I don't know which one, because on my skin tone, these 2 are different enough, but I think for most of the other people in the world, they could probably have one of those be a shimmer and love it. But I do not mind pulling in Makeup Geek in the Spotlight or any other shimmer to add into this palette, but I was really happy with the way that it performed. So I'll keep my eye out for more melt palettes in the future. And then at number 4, I have the Kosas Revealer Skin Improving Foundation. And my color is a very light neutral 100. I have heard from a lot of people that these do run very yellow tone, even the neutral tone shades. Luckily, I went to a store in Miami that had the full shade range. I was able to swatch them and see that this really is a perfect shade match for me. This does give like a medium coverage. It has a little bit more of a natural finish and it wears pretty well on the skin, and I really like this, especially because I've been using other skin tints. This obviously gives more coverage and I really like the way it looks. I did not mention this in my demo because I had just washed my sponge that morning with a new sponge cleaner, so I thought maybe it was a cleaner. It is this. The foundation and the concealer smell like hair bleach mixed with flowers. It is very strong. I don't know why I haven't noticed people mentioning that before, but it is so strong. It dissipates once it's on your skin for a little bit, but you absolutely smell it when you're applying it, and that is gross. I also know that because it's a clean beauty brand, products do expire a little bit quicker, so I want to keep up with it because I know that I've heard people say that their concealer got a little bit stank, but I really like the way that this looks on the skin. The only negative would be the scent. Then at number 3 would be the Kosas concealer, and I have the shade 0.5N, which I think is the lightest shade, but I like to go warm tone on my face, neutral under my eye, but because of the shades, the neutral actually looks pretty yellow. And this looks very light, but it actually is not this light on my skin. I'm wearing it under my eyes today. This is a really good color for me. I love that this is more of a medium coverage concealer, has a natural finish, because when I wear a really full coverage concealer with a skin tint or even like a powder foundation, it looks crazy where the products meet. But I'm wearing a skin tint today and this medium coverage concealer, and I think it works really well. I'm not really having to miss out on any coverage, but it is applying nicely, looks great. And this has a flat paddle applicator, which I love, but I don't have to put too much product on. And this also has the same hair bleach floral scent, which I don't enjoy, but I can get past, and it sets very easily. I just use my Durham Blend powder and it doesn't look crepey or too dry. Also, I did in that video set it with a Kosas Cloud Set powder. I don't like them all together. I like that Kosas powder, but I don't want it with something that is like a dewy or natural finished foundation because my face did not feel set enough. If I'm using more of like a satin foundation, that powder works well on top of it. But with this, it was not set enough for me personally, but I do love all the products separately, and I do like this foundation and concealer together with a different powder. Then at number 2, I'm not surprised, this is the Tower 28 Milky Lip Jelly in Pistachio. Such a pretty color. I hope they continue to release more shades because I really love this formula. Tower 28 is very inexpensive. It is another clean beauty brand, so I have seen where people's glosses have changed color. But I love the Milky line because it also is a light medium opacity. Here is this one next to Natasha Denona, so you can tell it is a little bit lighter, warmer of color, but I absolutely love this. It's super easy, just throw on, goes with really anything. I love this so much. I'm gonna get a lot of use out of it, and it's very affordable. At number 1 might be a surprise to you because all this fun makeup, and this is my number 1, Natasha Denona Mini Biba palette. So you only have one shimmer in here. This is a cream to powder, but I use it like a matte. So I did lid, transition color, crease, outer corner, and then a liner shade. I love it. I would like for there to be one more shimmer in here, but this is such a beautiful, easy look. I love the formula of this shimmer. It makes me think a little bit of the shimmer formula in the Glam Face palette. But this is so pretty. I love my peaches, and this would be a perfect day-to-day eyeshadow for me to wear to work, specifically in the springtime. I wore it to work a couple days and just absolutely loved it. The formula is very good. I don't like her cream to powder formula, but it did end up working well enough. but I could have swapped that out with a different shimmer and loved it even more, but I love this one very much. I'm so happy that I got it. So many fantastic things here. Really only one fail. Lots of things I thought were just fine, but a good deal of favorites too. So I'm really happy with the things that I picked up during the sale. I already have a wish list for the next sale, which I know is quite some time from now. But I would love to hear your thoughts on all these products in the comments down below. And I would love to hear what you thought on the products that you picked up during the Sephora VIB sale. Thank you guys so much for watching this very long video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.